keep going, and I'll be like,
Just gonna roast him.
But he might be like on another level. Like
but
you
the
see
crazy part is he's the one that went and got his master's.
See?
you see the people that are online that know like 4 or 5 languages, and they come in to learn English, and they talk about how crazy English
is
like
hard.
The one's like
Thorough.
well, I'm like the dude that's like, this is Kansas, so this is got to be Kansas, and it's like, no, it's Arkansas.
Yeah,
I was like that, you know. So yeah,
like bologna.
This is
Bologna.
This is Bologna.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
Come on, there,
I've
guy.
heard people say Bologna.
So yeah, he got the masters. He's thinking on another level. Like this looks like,
Yeah.
And if you're learning like phonetically, it's like, yo, this looks like leaf.
That's true.
Leafy.
My son, he spelled connect, CUK. What he said? Connect. He said, no, he put KUNET, connect.
Man,
it makes sense.
And
though.
I was just like, I'm proud of you.
but yeah,
but English is crazy. So
English is super crazy.
English is
like knife.
Yeah,
knife.
Knife. Yeah.
Knife. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
My son, he'll tell me all the time, did that silent E get you, Mom? And I'll be like, yeah, every time. Silent E gets you.
Silent E gets everybody.
Okay.
Silence gets a lot of people. We're not going to be silent today because black and ugly as ever. I stay Houston down to my socks. Once again, we're back with, in my humble opinion, podcast. I am Avery, like a very nice guy. Avery, like a very nice guy, also known as Carlton Banks. I don't know which one I am first or which one I am second, but it really doesn't matter because I'm the same person. Also, we have the co-host over there, writer for the Houston Press, the best writer that I know. Shut up.
Only writer.
Shut up.
Only writer.
Shut up. Let me be happy for my brother.
I'm also trying to write for other publications, so if you're out there,
exactly,
accept my emails. So,
accept his emails. His name is Just Devon.
Just Devon.
Boom.
Just Devon.
Yeah, there we go. Also, we got a special guest in the building today. Once again, this queen wears many crowns, and heavy is the head that takes them all on. She is a rapper, singer, poet, community activist, entrepreneur, host, and most of all, importantly, a mother. She's open for Kurt Cobain's, David Banner, Dr. Umar Johnson, Tank, just to name a few. Has won various slam poetry competition awards around the country. Yes, the country. You can find her at the House of Blues and the Foundation Room on Fridays. Also at Cafe 4212 on Tuesdays and a burlesque show on Saturdays at La Chateau. And that's just a few places. I'm leaving out some because we're going to let her talk. Also, you can find her in your phone right now on Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, Tidal, all DSPs. Digital service providers. When I say DSP,
I never remember what DSP
that's what it means. When I said,
what
are you talking about?
Yeah,
she's a winner because she claims a win before every battle. You got to know what you're fighting for. Knows her opponent is in the mirror, creatively killing the art of war. Houston native, UNT graduate, Texas's own, Richelle Gemini. Make some noise.
Right.
Yo, I'm a host, and I bring out people all the time.
Yeah.
That was one of the best introductions I've ever heard. I do go to they're still trying to make me do the house foundation room again.
I was going to ask that question before.
I'm not doing the foundation room right now.
I fucked
but
up.
No, you didn't mess up.
Yeah.
You didn't mess up. And I was doing a burlesque show, but that girl, she not paying me right. She actually
Okay.
owes me money.
Owes
Terry,
money.
You owe me money.
You owe her money.
Okay.
Say it again to the camera.
Jasmine
Yeah,
Terry,
tell 'em.
you owe me money, and we all need to, do each other right as black people. That's
Exactly.
Just me.
After what Diddy said?
Because I feel like if
Yeah,
you're a female owner and I didn't done my best and didn't charge you my full price at all, and you requested me on the day of New Year's,
Ooh.
and I gave you some of my night,
On New Year? That's...
and didn't start on time.
Oh.
I'm only gonna speak the truth. If you're a great person, Kevin Wynn, we used to do Tuesday nights, Speakeasy Tuesdays. Great person to work with. DJ Shantae, always a great person to work with.
DJ Shantae's 100.
Love Shantae.
We want her on the show.
House of Blues, Ronald always paid me on time.
There we go.
Live Nation always paid me on time. Shoot, I can go down the list of great people I didn't work with, you know. But when the person that's not supposed to do it, we need to call them out. We need to stop doing all that. Stop doing all that. Oh, just don't work with them. Just don't say nothing.
No, call him out.
No, I'm gonna call you out.
You feel like that's like a running thing?
I got kids too.
Yeah.
So that I put it in my budget.
I understand.
So don't do me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even for the people that don't have kids, They put it in their budget.
Yeah, you need.
I would never do that to somebody.
Want my money. Speaking of, this is like the 15th time somebody said I'm a great, host thing.
You're amazing.
Yeah, so just keep that in mind, Houston.
You trying to get into hosting yet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Getting in all games, every game.
Yeah.
But it's not about me. It's about Richelle Gemini.
Richelle, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we segued in, and we're gonna get back to all that because we have to get back to everything you do because you do a lot of different things.
Yeah, I just ran down my whole last year. Really, I was like,
yeah,
I did do it. I was doing a lot of stuff.
You were trying to remember as you go.
I was like, oh wow, I did it.
Yeah, we do research.
Yeah,
we reads.
Yeah,
read
and watch videos.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
So you were telling us before. Well, first off, where you from? Houston.
Nation.
What part of Houston?
Southwest side.
Southwest side.
Roger West Airport to be exact.
Oh, okay.
You're named after your father.
Named after my daddy.
Okay,
Richard.
go ahead and tell us that story real quick because that's where your name comes from.
Yeah, my mom, she literally was like, "This is a hard pregnancy. This is your junior right here." And he was just like, his name is Richard Allen, so I'm Richelle Allison.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I don't even use it, Richelle Gemini.
Y'all about to say you go with Richelle Gemini. Where's the
Yeah.
Gemini come from? Are you a Gemini?
I am a Gemini. When I started off in poetry, I was just going as Richelle Scott. Like, that was my name. And when I would come back from UNT, I would come to Houston, and I'll go to G's and Z's with Black Snow. Black Snow, always first person to pay me a feature. Love him. OG in the poetry game.
That's
yes.
what's up.
Shout out Black Snow. Black Snow, he was just like, yo, like, you so dope. What's your poetry name? And I was just like, Richelle Scott. And he was just like, no, you need something crazy. And I had just did a poem called Enamig, which is Gemini backwards. It was like me looking in the mirror. And he was just like, what's that poem you did today? And I was just like, Gemini. And he was just like, I'm going to start calling you Gemini. And I'm like, nah, it sounds kind of stripperish. Nothing against strippers, but it was just like, you caught, like, if you was announcing it, you'd be like, coming to the stage.
Gemini.
She not only
Gemini.
bust them splits, but she put splits in her sentences.
Wow.
Gemini. Like, you know, it would
The
make
poetry stripper.
The poetry stripper.
There you go.
I just gave somebody an idea for sure.
Somebody
You can
got
still
that.
do it. You're not even 30. You winning.
I'm 30.
Wait, you just turned?
June, I turned 30.
Wait, last year?
Last year.
Damn, man. See?
Yeah.
Your research is always off. Just
No,
for,
I
I'm
think it
messing
was
with
I
you.
know.
on my website.
We just,
I
we
didn't
just
update
talked
it on
this.
the website yet that I'm 30 yet.
No.
Oh, okay. I'll
Yeah.
update that.
Yeah, I was about to
Oh,
say.
he was on it. He was on it.
Yeah, he was on it. He's on it. But yeah, he named me that, and he was just like, "I'm gonna either call you that or Yellow Snow, because I feel like you the younger me." And I was just like,
no, you
"No."
can't call you Yellow Snow.
And
No.
I was like, I don't want Gemini. You just call me Richelle. Next show I came
Yellow
to, he
Snow?
said Gemini.
Yeah.
All the poets in there was just like, "Oh, your name Gemini," and I'm just like, "No." I came back. I think it was like summer of 2008 now, because that's when I was just like, I'm a poet, I'm gonna be a Def Jam poet, da da da. And I came back, and this lady from one of the shows was just like, I've been looking for you on Facebook, I couldn't find you, Gemini.
Yeah.
And I was just like, my name is Richelle. So I went to Facebook and I put Richelle Gemini, and I was just like, I guess I'm Gemini.
So this was a name that was bestowed
It was
upon you.
bestowed
This was
upon
forced
me.
upon you, really. It's
It
like, yo,
was.
this is what it is.
And that's what made me change it.
I
because
mean, it makes sense. It's a good one.
It's-
So
hey.
you could have been Yellow Snow, and
Yellow
that's
Snow
roastable.
It is roastable.
That is so
He
roastable.
said that literally. in my
Only
face.
somebody
Yeah.
that lives in an area that gets no snow
Would say.
would come up with the
Yellow
idea of
Snow.
Yellow,
Yellow
Snow.
Snow.
But his name is Black Snow, but it's really Black Snow, and I feel like he just don't be trying
But see,
to.
black snow works. But if you go anywhere where there's snow,
Yeah,
yellow
we know it.
snow is
Yellow.
just snow
Yeah, Pete.
that people are
Yeah.
peeing
We
in.
know.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
That's it.
But he was just trying to make me.
He was
say
trying
That
to
makes
that.
sense because
Like,
you're yellow. You're coming
Yeah,
under
you're the
him.
yellow snow.
Yeah. It's
I'm the
like-
black snow. Here come the yellow snow.
I'm like,
the black snow.
he
Still
was
come
trying
out
to brand
smooth.
you. Yeah, like she's one and the
Yeah.
same. She's just as good as
Still
Yellow
to this
Snow.
day, still
Black
to this
Snow
day. I
sounds
tell him
like-
all the time. I'd be like, he named me. He named me, and you know he claiming now. He's like, yeah, I did name
Like
her.
black snow sounds like a nice cologne or something.
Yeah.
Like black snow.
It does.
You can't come off with yellow snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, it looks like when you're looking up the Goody Mob song Black Eyes, but you're like, what is it?
Black, snow.
Snow.
Oh yeah.
Sky High. No.
So you always wanted to be a poet?
No, I was gonna be a ballerina.
You're gonna be a ballerina.
Sure.
I
was.
was in ballet when I was 5 years old, all the way up until I was 12. My parents had me in ballet, gymnastics, tap, and then when I was 12, my dad got called to the ministry, and we went to Lamarck, and I was super sad because I was about to start point, and we found a dance teacher out there, And that ended up being cool or whatever. But at the same time, I was just like, I'm focused on dance. Like I was going to go to TWU for dance. I was like, I'm going to go for dance, and that's it. And not till my dad and them was just like, you should focus on broadcast journalism. Like dance is a hobby. You know, this is more your passions. And I was just like, you know, I understand them now where they were coming from. But if I tell parents now, believe in your kids' passions, because that is their purpose.
That's what they want to do.
So, I did that for my brother, and that's why he got his master's in theater and film.
So
he's in New York. So
that's
I
awesome.
definitely bestowed that knowledge upon him to like know that this is what you want to do because you're going to enjoy pursuing it.
Yeah.
So it's a difference. But when I went to college and I stopped dance, and I was also playing tennis, I stopped tennis. I ended up joining different clubs, and one of the clubs I joined was the Cast, and they asked me to write a monologue for the Alphas. They were throwing some type of sickle cell anemia event, and I was just like doing research on sickle cell, and I had to write a monologue. I wrote the monologue, did the monologue. After the show, they were like, "You were the poet," and I'm just like, "No, that was a monologue." And they were like, "No, you're a poet. Like you're a poet," and I was just like, "Nah." Monologue. And then all of a sudden I started hanging out with two other dudes that they were like, we are poets, and they freestyle too. They was from Houston. I was like, man, I freestyle with my cousin all the time. I was like, matter of fact, I got a whole book of different stuff, and it's kind of like poetry. I guess I am a little poet. I don't know. And then all of a sudden he was like, girl, you silly, you ain't got no book of full of. I was like, no, look. I started reading it to him. He was just like, come with me to this open mic. And I'm like, okay, I'll go to the open mic. I go to the open mic, and literally I'm just sitting there like, this is live. And the guy comes up to me, he's like, next coming up to the stage, Richelle Scott. And I was just like, somebody got my name? And he was just like, that's you.
Yeah, signed you
and
up.
I was just like, oh, no. And they were just like, no. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. And I was just like, hell no, I'm not scared. So when I went up there after I did that, I was just like, that's it. That was it. Like it came so natural to the point where I was like, I didn't even try. It felt good. It felt like an outlet, just like dance was an outlet. So, you know, after that, I was obsessed with Def Poetry Jam, and that's when I went back that Christmas break to Houston and was just like everywhere, as many poetry spots I could get to. And when I came back, I ended up opening for Sheehan, the Def Jam poet Sheehan at TWU, and that was just like law of attraction works so fast whenever you realize like that's what you're supposed to do.
So it's all. So the goal was then I got to get to Def Poetry Jam.
Def Poetry Jam, and then I did not see Def Poetry Jam popping off. I actually worked with a lot of great Def poets, and what happened was I went to nationals for Slam instead, because that was, I guess, now that ceiling for poets. Like, you got to go to nationals. You got to go to nationals. And I really was not in tune with going to nationals. I enjoyed poetry so much that, you know, at first I was like, oh, I can go slam and make money. All I got to do is put in some money and you can take home the pot. That's live. And I did it so much to the point where I already had qualified for regionals.
Oh.
And my homeboy knew I was not really interested in going to nationals. You can see I'm not a real competitive person. Seriously, literally, I'm competitive, but not like that competitive. Like, like people would be like, "Oh, if I can only make it to nationals," I'll be like, "Calm the fuck down." Like, it's not that serious. But he called me and was just like, "Yo, we don't have that many people tonight. Can you come? You know, be on the mic." Da da da. I was just like, "Yeah, I got some poetry. I come through." I came through. It was packed.
Yeah,
packed. I was just like, "You liar." And he was just like, Richelle, I know you wouldn't have came if I would have told you it was like to go to nationals. And I was like, oh, he was like, nah, don't not try your best. Don't not try your best just because
That's
you
awesome.
know. So I ended up making the team, and I was 21. You had to be 21 to make it. And I had just turned 21, so I was able to go. If I wouldn't have done it, I would have been like Brave New Voices or the younger stuff. But at 21, I went to nationals in Minnesota, and we got 17th in the nation out there at Dallas. And then Houston was like, you got to slam with us because you from Houston. And I was just like, bro, I was in college. Goodness gracious, what y'all expect? I can't just be driving to Houston, come slam, and come back. Like, I still love y'all. I rep Houston all day.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's Texas. Like, we was repping in Texas out there. So
That's what's up.
it was good. I would never change that experience. I grew up a lot out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went off on somebody. I was like, yeah.
You went off on somebody.
Yeah, man. This nigga tried to approach me. I was like, you married with your turtle head. I was like, I'm not desperate, nigga. What I look
No,
like?
you
He tried to holler at me while we was in Minnesota. I was like, bro, I know your wife.
you aggressive. You can tell.
I'm a very peaceful woman.
You peaceful.
You said I'm
No, you
But,
listen to your music.
I'm peaceful.
There's
positive.
some aggressive.
Oh, there's aggression in
Yeah.
there.
You
And it's
you don't have
necessary.
time for excuses.
At all. Tell 'em.
You don't. Not at all.
Fresh out of minutes.
Yes, fresh out of minutes. That was clever. I was like, damn, we don't even use minutes no more.
Okay. and I get that from my grandma. I'm fresh out, baby. I'm fresh out.
Yeah.
They say that. I was serious.
When did you start getting, I guess, you're doing poetry and this is no music. So when are you like, are you even doing music? Like,
I came back from nationals, and sometimes I would go back and slam because everybody was like, "You just went to nationals, you gonna slam?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm still gonna slam."
Yeah.
So I came back out, I'm slamming, and I wasn't winning.
Okay.
And every time I get off the stage, they'd be like, "Dang, you was the best one." I'd be like, "Why I didn't win?" And it was the universe literally telling me like, "You're not just supposed to stay there.
Yeah.
You've
That's
done
100.
you've done your work." Now that I look back, I'm like, a lot of those people are still trying to slam.
Yeah.
And it's like slightly sad, but at the same time, it's just like I hope they.
Now during that time, you was probably, I mean, you was upset. I'm sure about not
I was
winning.
confused.
Yeah, 'cause
I
you're
was
like,
just
why
like,
isn't this
I
happening?
remember one time this girl was just like, "I gave you a 7 because that's my favorite number." Bitch, the highest number
Yeah.
is 10.
Yeah.
It's not, nobody care about
Don't
your
give me no
favorite
7.
number in
She
scoring.
told
Yeah.
you
She
I gave
literally
you a
told me I
7.
gave you a 7.
That's a
'cause
holy
my
number,
favorite
though.
I was like, that's why, because slam is in bars with drunk people, and that's what I feel like makes slammers very great performers, because they have to perform for drunk people that really don't even know about poetry.
I understand.
That's what it's about.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's people that's never, like, you say, how many people been to a slam? And people that raise their hand, they gonna probably get the scorecards. Like the host will make sure that they get the scorecards, and he will give them all the rules, and that'll be it. And then he'll tell the audience, your job is to sway the judges, and then judges don't get swayed by the audience. Like, we build
that's
it
cool.
up. We build it up. So, and it's such a great atmosphere to learn how to perform, because you about to get scored right there in front of your face.
Yeah.
So you gotta get some tough skin. So when I came back, and I was freestyling, I was at UNT, and I found out that you can go record, on campus for free. I was just like, oh snap! And I had an organization out there still going called Poetic Justice, and everybody that wanted to rap or anything like that, I'd be like, yo, we can go record at the studio. Until they found out we was doing a lot of hip hop music, it was just like, yeah, no, we're not doing hip hop.
I was about to say, they were just letting y'all record for free. I was like,
because we had to hook up, but at the same time,
they thought y'all was recording other types of music.
Yeah, like jazz, classical.
Oh,
music.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Somebody
Just
playing the violin.
all you gotta do
Like,
is write it down on the thing, classical, jazz, hip hop. Like, mix it all up
okay.
in there.
Okay.
But somebody
I've
was
done
just
that.
like, put it to music, like put some of your stuff to music, and I was just like, I don't know, we'll see. And I started putting it to music, and I would go to some of the spots in Deep Ellum, and I would go try out some of the raps from that earlier time that I did. And I was still add my poetry in there, just like a part of my set. And everybody was just like, yo, you need to go do this, you need to go do that. And I got the attention of this guy named Jesse Porter. Shout out to Jesse Porter out there in Dallas. He's a great PR person out there. And he helped me get open up for Kirko. He helped me open up for Duro. And that's when they was like popping at that time. So I was just like, yo, we on
Ice
track.
cream paint
we on
job.
track. Yeah, ice cream paint job. Then I got pregnant.
Yeah, that's what we're getting at. Then you got
okay,
pregnant.
You got pregnant.
Yeah.
2011, 2012, I got pregnant. Had my son. He over there in that room, and I told myself when he turned 3, I was gonna get back in.
You're gonna get back in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I got pregnant again, and I was like, okay, when he turned 3,
Then I'll get back in it.
So 2016. That's been from 2016, I started doing a lot of freestyles in my car.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, keep going, just keep doing freestyle. Because I didn't want to drop them off yet. I wasn't like good with myself to be like, hey, I'm gonna just let somebody watch them while I'm gonna go do this and do this and that.
Yeah.
But now that they're older and they understand, like almost every teacher at their school is just like, oh my God, I saw your video, girl, or something like that. And I was just like, just because my youngest son, who's with his dad today, he was just like, they was just like, oh girl, we know you do poetry. And AJ didn't told us y'all vegan. AJ didn't told us y'all. And I'm just like, he don't say nothing.
Yeah.
He just be like, oh yeah.
So wait. Just to clarify, your whole family vegan now?
Oh, me and my son?
Yeah.
Yeah, we vegan.
Damn, I knew you was vegan, but I was like, dang,
Yeah.
kid vegan?
Oldest, he won't claim it.
He won't claim
My
it?
youngest claims it fully. My oldest, he's still.
But how's the
he going
oldest
with
not claim it? What does he do?
Because he'll go with my mom and my dad,
that fried
Try
chicken.
To, try to slide it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bacon.
That's got to be difficult because you're vegan, but I mean, we all black here, and we know older people in the family. They don't believe. There are a lot of older people that are like, I don't believe in that
And
vegan
the crazy
thing.
part is they both was in the bed, back hurt, knee hurt, got 4 clog situation,
Can't figure out why.
got sleep apnea.
Can't figure out
and
why.
I'll be like,
I was like, you should probably not
look at
smother
your
that.
daughter.
Yeah, I understand.
I have all the research, and I've given them research and everything. And you know, during Harvey, I did I blew up and was just like, stop giving them meat. And she was like, just have compassion, Richelle. They're kids. I was like, one, you asked me to have compassion about killing animals. 2, you're telling me how to feed my kids when y'all told me this what you're gonna eat.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
100. That's always funny.
If you did take the claim like this, I mean, that's what it is. You say that, like, we eat meat because your parents say, yo, eat that.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
That's
you
it.
eat, I mean, that's not just eat meat. You eat whatever
You
your
eat
parents
whatever,
give you.
yeah, because your parents.
Your parents give
was
you
like,
food,
hey,
they give
this
you
what you gonna
food.
eat.
Yeah.
So, you know.
You show them that video of, the video of, like, it's the couple where the woman went vegan and the guy didn't.
Oh yeah, she looks radiant.
She looks
dark
amazing.
skin,
and
no
he
wrinkles,
looks like her father.
Yes,
like, he's just
like,
and even he's like, man, I should have gave up that meat a long time ago.
He can still come back. My granddad is in New York, thriving.
Really?
Yeah.
That man is 79 years old, still runs, does pull-ups, push-ups, wrote a book. He's like, granddaughter, I need you to review this chapter.
When he give up meat?
Oh, when he was in his 30s.
Really?
Wow.
He knew Dr. Sebi.
Oh, no wonder.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. So
He was like, oh, yes, me and Sebi. Because he started seeing my change when he came back down, and I had cut off all my hair in 2016. And he got in my car, and he was like, you can speak freely with me, granddaughter. And I was just like, well, I feel like I'm cleansing my pineal gland so I can raise my kundalini and be closer to the universe. And he was just like, so proud of you.
Wow.
And then he was just like, yeah.
You mentioned the pineal gland.
Oh, yeah.
You burn sage.
I do.
And you have crystals.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I burn the sage. It ain't just for the show. I said that.
Yeah, I know. That's
in
yeah.
a rap that I did.
You 100.
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually in my new project. It's in my new project. I talk
Okay.
about the pineal gland. And I haven't talked to nobody about my project except, my close circle. But
And you hear it
And
here
you're
on
here
In
now.
My Humble
I was
Opinion.
just about to be like, we're going to talk about your project if
Oh,
you want to
yeah.
talk about it. Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. And because it's a great segue because we're talking about being vegan.
Yes.
And, the new project is called As For Me and My House, We Serve Veggies.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
And it has 10 tracks.
Okay.
And the tracks the names are hilarious to me because if you read it, it goes along with life. Because the beginning of it is what you cooking. Everybody always be like, girl, what you cooking? What you cooking? What you cooking?
That's awesome.
And then the next one is As For Me and My House, We Serve Veggies.
Yeah.
And then the next one is 7 Cups of Reality.
Yeah.
And then the next one is A Hint of Humility. And then the next one is a sprinkle of it's all of
Oh,
it.
that's awesome.
All of it ties into cooking. And the album is also going to have a cooking show that goes with it, with cooking episodes. And I have a dietitian to help people to transition to vegan. I have a meal prep woman that's also going to help people transition to vegan. And I also have a nurse practitioner who studies holistic healing, who can help, people that are sick or nervous, like, oh, can I take these pills with this, or can I do this, or da-da-da-da-da. So I have been merging it together to make a whole situation, not just...
Yeah. No, that's the same okay, so wait, when is that supposed to come out? When is the plans for it to come out? Okay. It's going to be in April. How has it been? I mean, how long have you been vegan?
2016. I went back from vegetarian to vegan a lot between 2016 to January. And by January, I have been very, very
make sure
milk powder. Yeah, because sometimes stuff have the most smallest little ingredient that you just be like, man, I can't do that. So I've been super, super vegan.
That's good.
Since then. Also, excuse me, I did a 21-day no alcohol fast.
Yeah.
Well, no alcohol fast.
In January?
In January.
Okay.
I did a 3-day water fast in January. And just preparing myself for the new year to come. And I've been in the gym heavy.
Yeah, I was like, it had to be in January because we saw you at Bounce and
January
Turn, and
And
you were
December.
drinking at Bounce and Turn.
When was
What?
that?
She was at Bounce and Turn. The one we went to when we met Dende. She was
That's
there.
Oh
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Yes.
drinking there, and I was
Yeah.
with what's the old boy name? He the producer of Living My Best Life. He was
Really?
in town. Yeah, that's why I was with him. Over
That's the
there.
dude who had the Gucci.
Yeah, with the bald
the,
head.
the sweater.
Yeah, he had
I
the
was
bald
like,
head.
I liked your sweater, and then I saw you and
Yes.
Cam Franklin was there too.
Yeah, Cam,
and y'all
I
was there.
love
I was like,
Cam.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we had
Oh,
a
we be
whole-
in the same areas. We just peep people, but we.
I
Yeah.
don't remember none
I
of
pay
this.
attention to
What
everybody.
happened?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
fun. And
I pay attention to
Cam,
everything.
Okay.
Cam was like, "Come on, we gotta do a photo shoot," and I was just like, "Cause we're both Gemini, so we like are very."
Oh yeah, I saw y'all photo shoot
Yeah.
in the corner.
Yeah, in the
Because
hammock.
I said
She was
y'all
just
was
like-
drinking. Because you was like, girl. I was
Yeah.
like, oh
Okay.
yeah.
And then the dude was just like, "Hey, let's go to Seaside Lounge," and I was just like, "There's a lot of people there," and he was like, "What?"
fact-
He was like, "What is wrong with you?" And I was just like, "I just like."
Don't
I
like
love-
people
I love people.
in
People.
large groups.
yeah.
I love people, and I want to give out love to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am a very introverted person
I feel
a lot
that.
of the times.
Yeah.
And I'm working on my anxiety when I get around too many people.
I feel that.
Because I can't keep my head on the swivel all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and
yeah.
then people like to like just come up to me and shock me sometimes. Like, and then also I done had some stalkers on Instagram too.
Ah,
so
well, that'll do
and
it.
they'd pop up and
That'll do
it'd be like weird stuff, and I'd just be like, okay. So you know,
Yeah, that's a
we-
lot for
We
anxiety.
wanted you on the show for a while, but it's like when we run into you, most of the time you would be by yourself. I said it's
I'm
gonna
always-
be real
yeah, I'm a solo
awkward to run
dolo.
up on
Oh yeah, it's
you.
always
That was
awkward.
Axel
But I saw you
Yeah,
with
you saw your
Axel,
Axel,
but the only
yeah.
reason I had you is because I had my friend with me, and then she was like, "Okay, we can both go up." Because
Yeah.
then it's like, yeah, she's like, it's not weird because we were up there for the Houston Sauce
Yeah.
coat
Yeah.
truck.
Yep.
They
Right.
come up to Axel Route. I was like, well, they've been
know.
putting out so much stuff now. but
Okay.
they got good food. Houston Sauce Co.
Yeah.
We should
Shout
have
out to
y'all come
Houston
on.
Sauce
Yeah.
Co.
Yeah,
Houston
Houston
Sauce
Sauce
Co.
Co. Y'all want to come on?
Houston
Come on.
Sauce Co. is
Want you as a
dope.
guest.
They were actually in my video, Pimp C on My Brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pimp C on My Brain. Sunshines, Houston Sauce Co. and Soul Food Vegan. I had all of them in there.
Sunshines.
Sunshines.
Soul food vegan.
Yeah.
Man.
My dad, our dad,
Like sunshines. Yeah.
went, because it's like, first of all, my dad, and this is just sad. I'm just gonna go to say it. He was just like, yo, I think I'm gonna go vegetarian. He didn't say vegetarian. He's like, I'm gonna reduce
Cut back on
my
meat. Yeah.
Okay.
because we didn't realize how much meat he was eating.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I had fried chicken at least
Yeah. It was like 3 times a week.
3 times a
Yeah.
week.
He was having
sometimes,
steak.
sometimes 4 times. I was
Yeah.
like,
And
how old is he?
What?
He is 60.
Yeah.
61.
So then he started.
No,
eating-
he's like 69.
yeah, I'm about to say he's 69.
It's 2019.
He
He's
started
68.
eating
Yeah.
Veg-
2020. Oh my
Not
god.
vegetarian, but he's like, he go to Sunshines and like Soul Food Vegan and a couple of other spots, and he's just like, I just remember him going on and on about like the mushroom po' boy. He's like, that's a good po' boy.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
it ain't
just
got
seeing him
meat on
change.
It's a great po' boy. I was like, yeah,
Tell
this
them
is
to try Lindiana's.
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 Lindy, you know what? He listens
We'll tell
to
him
this,
that.
so you should go to Lindiana's,
Yeah.
Dad.
It's a food truck as well. It's right there off the TSU campus, and I've been there twice, and I'm addicted.
Really?
Go try it.
Yes, they have they use banana flour to make like a substitute fried fish. So good.
That's
I have some
good.
in the car right now because I saved some from my bake.
That's so sweet. That's good.
That's not bad.
So, and plus I couldn't eat it all because I did all that fasting. So my stomach.
Yeah,
was
your
like,
stomach's
And I feel like
small.
it's been a big rise of like black people doing vegetarian. Like,
I'm
I mean,
proud
we're
of
talking
us.
about black people and vegetarian businesses that
Yeah.
are popping up
I'm proud
in
of
Houston,
us.
where it,
In 2016, it was not like this.
I'm about to
yes,
say,
it
yeah.
really wasn't.
At
I was
all.
like, I was
5
about to
years
go back
ago,
as far
man.
as 2010, but I'm like, no, it wasn't that long ago. Like one popped up and everybody was like, and then like the next thing you know, like 6 months later, a lot of people. So I'm like, the market is out there.
It
Yeah.
is.
Like the market
We
is definitely
manifested
out
it
there.
though.
Absolutely.
As long as people in the collective think, man, I wish they had vegan boudin balls,
yeah.
and let it go,
Yeah.
it will manifest itself, or you gonna learn how to make it. Some.
true.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I feel like the more people started thinking vegan, all the information was coming out. And people were saying, well, I want it to be easier for me to be vegan. I wanted to. It started coming about. We are all a collective, just like our phones capture things that we say or whatever. I feel like the trees, the stuff, everything's connected to a point where it will manifest if you say it enough too much. That's why they tell you don't tell your ideas too much out loud,
That's
because
true.
It will catch.
True.
So that's why I haven't said anything about that. But now, with it being purpose in me saying it, and I feel comfortable saying my stuff, I'll say it out loud. But
that's good.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the collective was thinking vegan at some point, even if they wasn't gonna go all the way vegan.
Ah, okay.
Just even for a week after they saw a video.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I remember when certain videos came out, I'd be like, I told y'all.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's crawfish season. They'd be like, nah, I gotta get my crawfish. I'd be like, all right, I had to tell. His name is Demetrius, my baby. I had to tell him today. I was like, babe, you cannot get attached when people say, oh, I'm about to go vegan, and then they revert back. Because I did that.
Yeah.
I did that before 2016.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rock.
I kept saying, okay, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, until boom, I stopped.
Yeah.
So, I try to.
What do you think got you over the hump? Like finally, like to be like, okay, let me actually finally go.
I love animals.
Okay.
Oh, that's sweet.
I love animals. So watching them get killed.
Do you have any animals?
I don't.
Okay.
I have children.
I mean, that's commendable because
6 or 7.
will still be like, oh, well, I have a dog, so
Well,
that's why. But I mean, to not have an animal and still
I've had a dog. I've had a dog before
absolutely.
in college, but I just love them. I love them so much, and to see them get killed, and to think to myself, would I just be like, bah, food? No, I wouldn't.
I understand.
So technically, I'm a vegan because I would not.
So if I'm not willing to do it for myself, there's
That's
no need to
100.
have somebody else have to do it.
For
Like,
me, that's
that
all.
whole process.
Yeah, because if I see a baby sheep and they tell me like, or a baby cow, that's even sadder. Like if I see a little baby cow just came out and be like, you know what, I do want some veal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot that. Look at that mom. Oh, he's getting some milk from the. Oh, fuck it. I could never do that.
I understand.
So, and whoever thought about making veal is like an evil
Yeah,
person.
that's pretty
you taking
weird.
a baby from their mom just so you can eat some food.
Yeah.
When it has all kind of free food everywhere you could do without, killing people. I mean, animals. I look at them as beings. All of us are beings. So, one day, I feel like I always believe in the collective. I believe in the collective, and I'm gonna do my work with my music, and not only my music, but I know, people have been asking me to do comedy shows. So
I saw that
you
you
are
have
a
the comedy,
comedian.
and that's the thing. It's like you've got so many things going on where you're like, I've got the music, I've got the comedy, I've got the hosting. I guess overall, like even as we're releasing these projects, I just feel like the plan is not just music. What's kind of the overall plan?
the overall plan is to take the actual I love cooking, one. So I would love to merge both my music and my food and have my shows be meet and eats, and then do a show, and also have a comedy aspect to it while people are eating, and then actually get to jam with the music after they eat. And also my merch, everything be included. I have bath bombs that I'm putting together. I have candles that I'm putting together. Because it's not only just food, it's wellness around you. You want to balance yourself.
It's a holistic approach.
It's a holistic approach to everything. But at the same time, you still get to jam. You still get to stuff. It don't mean that, you know, one has to suffer. Fun has to suffer just because you're not doing this.
Yeah, because I don't want people to think like, yo, it's
I'm not holier than thou. I'm still a heathen.
Man, look.
You saw me at Bounce and Turd.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. No, I don't want people to think like they, man, because you still have to hear the music. I mean, we don't have too much time left, but let's play the Pimp C, because Pimp C is a big influence for you.
My
so
people
it's
from
like
Port Arthur.
Exactly. So it's one of those things where it's like,
and shout out to Shannara Butler, because she definitely has been a mentor and a sister in my life. Like, we just got off the phone before I left here. So shout out to Shannara, girl. You already know what it do going down. We got a whole bunch of stuff with her popping out too. So,
really?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Can we speak on that while we look up this video?
I need y'all to be looking out, because, you know, she has one thing that we're gonna be doing is she has a book coming out. And basically, she's going to be letting y'all know how to detect the fuckboy. And what's going to happen is, you know, I'm going to be...
oh, wait, here we go.
Beast on the beat, Mr. Skies as a soccer mind. Something like a juggernaut. Spitting knowledge just for balance, cause you know I cuss a lot. No ghetto boy, I rap a lot. Chucking up the deuce and giving dap a lot. Got some medieval shooters. Camelot. Tools in the truck, and it's looking like a
I really have shooters.
Audiences the same. Stay clapping, no movie when I say action, no lip wrestling, switching lanes in the matrix, no.
Now, okay, so this is Pimp C on the brain, but tell us more what you have with this is Pimp C's widow here.
Yes. Like I said, she has a book that's about to be coming out, but you're gonna be seeing us talk a lot about exposing a lot of the stuff that goes on in the industry and everything, because she knows a lot of the business and everything. So, you know, not so much exposing people, but exposing practices.
The practices of the industry.
We don't have to expose people unless people really done something like, you know,
like not pay you.
Like not pay me.
Like you just did in the beginning of this
You
pod.
need to pay me what you owe me. Don't make me go back to the survival mode. Survival mode, that my first song, Child Support. My second baby dad does not like that song. My first baby dad, he like it because he honest with himself.
Okay.
He honest with his transgressions. But second one,
he didn't like
so
it.
were they both? So yeah, the first one had the response. Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do need to pay
It
what
started
I
out.
owe.
Yeah.
And the second one was like, nah.
Not that. I mean, he pays. It's a modified amount, but he pays. But it wasn't even about the payment. It's the treatment, bro.
Ah, okay.
Like you are really blatantly like, no.
Okay.
You need to be called out from another father.
Yeah.
Not from me, because I don't need you. I
Yeah.
don't need anything from you in that aspect. But the way you coming at me because you want to control certain things that you really can't control, you want to act like you're such a, you know, like in-tuned father.
Yeah.
And then not only that, holier than thou. Like, oh, I have him in church, or oh, this and that. I don't care. I want my son to be a great human being.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care about church. I think that's a false concept that people try to make it seem like they're a great person. Yeah, you go to church, but you call me a bitch several times.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Church don't matter with that.
Yeah.
So,
no, that's like a
You know,
absolutely.
It's very difficult for me to like try to take people that fake. That's why I said the first baby daddy, we cool, because even though he hadn't paid nothing, guess what? I can still have a conversation with him because he know himself and he know he wasn't shit for doing that.
Damn.
And he's apologized.
Okay.
And he good.
That's good. He's accountable.
He's
Yeah.
accountable.
Yes.
And my son is good, so I'm good.
That's 100.
Yeah,
He
and as
deserves.
long as he know that his dad love him still, I'm straight.
Okay.
Just call him, bro. Just call him. Come pick him up sometimes, please. let the child have confidence that they parents,
Yeah.
you know, want them. And my oldest and youngest, they know that they dad love them, but at the same time, one day they'll know that I'll be like, bro, I don't fuck with them like that.
If he watches this interview, he's gonna know at that point.
And he'll probably know by then what it really is, because he'll be able to get on YouTube and be like,
Let me see what
Let
that.
me-
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
that nigga was
yeah.
fucking up though.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
because at some point they gonna look back on life and be like, we were living like this. We were living in the hood. We were living, you know.
Yeah.
Now we in the house. Now we doing good. But at the same time, they remember the sequence. They
Yeah.
remember the sequence and stuff. And the crazy part is they missed the hood because there was a playground like right outside. They
I'm
don't-
sure.
They don't even care. And I
Kids
was
be
trying
like that. Yeah, they focus on like the things you
Plus
just
the
don't
kids
even,
that are
yeah.
around
yeah,
and
it was
all the
kids
other
around.
stuff.
My
yeah.
kid found out what Lucas was from this
Yeah.
little Hispanic girl that was
Yeah.
next.
Oh yeah, and that tastes amazing when you're a kid.
Right.
Yeah.
He came knocking, like I had the windows open. I was washing the dishes and he came, Mom. I was like, oh no, what happened? What happened? And he was just like, Mason gave me Lucas. And I was just like, Mason gave you what? And she was like, he said, can we go to the cool cup lady? It's a cool cup lady. I was like, they got a cool cup lady here. Let's go.
I have to say, you know, there's a cool in every hood
Exactly.
in Hood USA.
Right.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I want to thank you for coming by. My brother wants to thank you for coming by.
Yeah.
We didn't have enough time.
It's
just-
more time. We got
No. We'll definitely have you back
Yeah.
on. But I mean, before we get out of here, let's tell everybody where they can find you.
Yes.
For sure. You can find me at RichelleGemini. That's Richelle Gemini. RichelleGemini.com. It's Richelle Gemini for Twitter, Instagram, all of that. It's very uniformed. You know, it's all good. You can find me there. You can find me on Facebook. But mostly, if you want to talk to me, email me, DM me.
Yeah.
I'll at some point get in my DM. But because I have my Instagram notifications off, I don't like to.
So do
be
I.
on that blue screen messes with our brains.
Yeah.
And people don't even realize that. So that's why they don't have a tablet with it. Because I'll be like, no,
that makes sense.
You've had enough blue screen for today.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I appreciate y'all.
No. We appreciate you coming out.
Thank you very much.
And then the album, the projects is about to come out.
April. I don't have a date day. But
Not a day, but look for that in April. And that's just
what's
like
it called again?
That whole cohesive
As for me
thing.
and my house, we serve veggies.
And what'd you just put out as well in 2019? Your album? What's
Oh,
out
my
right now?
album 2019. Y'all can still go run that up. Sweet Gemi Jones.
Yes.
Paying homage to the one and only Pimp C. Also, tomorrow, I'm dropping a song called What Y'all Know About Them Texas Goods. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shoot. Well, by the time this comes out,
It will be.
That
out.
will be out. And
It's
we'll
actually
make sure
out
to
on
tag it.
on Apple Music.
Yeah,
You already
looked.
heard?
I played
Yeah,
it.
look, he played it.
Where you got it? It's actually
See, I was trying to make it all
playing
quiet and
We
silent.
were playing it before,
Yeah.
but I was like,
Right,
okay,
yeah.
we're gonna let
Yeah.
her debut.
Yeah.
But yes, we appreciate you
Yeah.
coming out.
Of course.
And oh wait, see, he's showing you right.
Oh, wait,
now.
no, I'm sorry. I thought I played it. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Yes,
There we go.
That's me.
That's awesome. Once again, in my humble opinion, I am one of the hosts, Carlton Banks, Carlton with a KBA and Triple X, Carlton with a KBA and Triple X, also known as Avery, like a very nice guy. Also, we have the co-host here.
Did you forget your name for a second?
I forget my name all the
Oh,
time. I don't know what I'll be
man.
saying. I'll be going
Wow.
on autopilot, but I'm an amazing host. That's why you should hire me.
Yes, he is.
Once again, I have my brother over there, the best writer I've ever met. Shut up.
And
The
number
best
one
writer
hater.
I've ever met. He's going to write for everybody. He's going to write my inauguration speech when I'm president. I'm putting it out in the universe.
Yeah.
Rihanna as my first lady.
Anybody can be president.
I know. After Trump, I realized anybody can do that.
Anybody.
His
Let's
name
sing
is Just Divine. Boom.
All right, that's great.
And we had our special guest. Really want to thank you for coming by, Richelle Gemini.
Yes.
Richelle, not Rachel, not Rochelle, Richelle Gemini.
Tell him, Richelle.
There we go. And that's what it is. In my humble opinion, where the opinions aren't humbled and the words, they're not jumbled. Goodbye and good night. Bang.